Hi, welcome back from the tutorial. Now, what you saw was that adding the right inputs and outputs and constraining or regularizing our networks in biologically relevant ways helps us be more brain-like and helps us be more robust to perturbations. Now, I want to pose the question, is that the entire story for motor control? What should we consider the goal of the motor pathways to be anyway? Well, the motor pathways actually receive constant feedback from visual and proprioceptive centers. And while they innervate the muscles fairly directly, the end movement is always performed through the musculoskeletal system, which importantly has its own dynamics. It's a physical system with inertia and its own biomechanics. Thus, the motor pathways can actually be thought of as a controller for the musculoskeletal system to achieve a desired movement. Now, does this viewpoint actually help us achieve more brain-like networks? Well, to model this end-to-end process, we can use physics-based simulators to model the musculoskeletal system and train networks in feedback such that these agents actually achieve a task. Once we train this network, the musculoskeletal arm manages to produce experimentally recorded kinematics with very high accuracy. Now, here we're emulating a task where a monkey is performing a cycling task. Now, I know this may not seem impressive, right? Here, the arm is performing the simple periodic task, but I want you to consider where we started from. And as an aside, here is my kid, when he was very young, and the kinds of movements that he was making when he was very young are very reminiscent of the kinds of movements that the model actually makes when it's training. Of course, 10 months later, the kid finally became pretty decent at motor control. Compared to that, the model just took a couple of hours. And in the meantime, just like the kid, the models don't just learn how to achieve just one exact movement, but to really traverse the space as an embodied agent, which helps them generalize across movements. Now, these models, when trained, end up generalizing very well to unseen conditions and are robust to perturbations, to properties that we're very good at. Now, this marks a new wave of not just building in the right inputs and outputs, but really emulating the goal of the brain regions in question to build desirable properties in artificial networks. And with that, thank you for listening and good luck with the rest of the day.